Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I hope everyone's having a blessed day today. I really do. I hope y'all are being safe out there and you've got a plan for when you go fill up your car, when you go to the grocery store, when you go for a walk, all that good stuff. Just a plan when you're living your daily life, ways that you can keep yourself safe and your home safe and your pets and your loved ones safe. I think it's the greatest gift in the world to learn how to protect yourself and other people. Well, in the times that we're living in now, a lot of people call them end times. It sure feels that way to me. It does feel that way. It really seems like prophecy is really playing out. But that's good news in a lot of ways, because as Christians, that means that we're just getting closer to being with the King. So until that time, it has been put upon my heart to do this channel. And I am very grateful for my subscribers that come here and let me ramble. I really love you guys. I do. I'm grateful for y'all. I had no idea that I would get anybody at all. So I'm really grateful for you guys. Okay. I know my world seems like a scary place. And in many ways, yes, my world has been a real scary place. I have to admit. I got the violence card. Yes, I did. But I'm trying to play it to hopefully get you all to be in a much safer situation wherever you are, wherever you may be. Okay, well, I've addressed in my last video, I talked about the dangers of going to the gas station, basically. I've always known it was dangerous and bad things happen there at convenience stores. Uh, Firsthand, I know of someone who is a doctor, and a patient was late getting to the appointment with him, and it ended up she had been shot and killed in a convenience store robbery. And that is a true story. I just recently learned that, and I've just thought that was devastating that she just went in there to pay for some gas. So anyway, I wanted to cover this because, we've got a couple of pipelines that are shut down. And I know in one of the videos that I made, I think I called it an oil pipeline, but I know it was carrying gas. But now we've got one in Michigan that is shut down, and it is an oil pipeline that is shutting down. So, you know, they're putting the squeeze to us. I think we've known that now for quite a while. And as a result, the scarcity is going to rear its ugly head in human behavior. Okay? And that is going to be seen when you've got long lines, like bread lines, which we've had where I live. We had those after the polar vortex. Does not bring out the best in people. If y'all recall, especially around hurricane time or any time there's some kind of disaster, you see these lines that go for miles around like Lowe's and Home Depot, and then civil unrest begins to occur. People are away from their homes are vulnerable. So there's a chain reaction that occurs. And I really fear that, well, I don't fear it. I know that this will come to pass with this whole fuel shortage. Supposed shortage. Anyway, that's all I'm going to go. The main dangers, and this is with convenience stores, are that almost all convenience stores have only one person working the night shift. Most of the transactions are in cash, and easily resold merchandise such as liquor, lottery tickets, and cigarettes are on site. Most convenience stores have a cash drop slot into a time delay safe, so clerks may limit the amount of cash on hand. Well, that's not going to stop anybody that's desperate enough. So this is on, okay, I know Wikipedia gets a rap for being left-winged and all that, and it says this article does have multiple issues. However, in looking I know it does need some citations, but I will be your citation. Okay. I'm going to be one of your citations because I've lived through a major citation. And I can tell you that I know from having worked with detectives and having worked with the staff at different prison complexes and the director of of a prison complex that a lot of this article is pretty good. I mean, I was really pretty impressed with it. It says that most convenience stores we know have the cash drop into a time delay safe, but the reasons for the higher rate of crime at convenience stores may be attributable to various factors, including the small number of employees per store makes it difficult to stop or deter criminals. The extended hours of many convenience stores present more opportunities when few customers and our witnesses are present. Well, we have a convenience store. We did. It's been torn down not far from us. And the lady that worked there, she got held up I don't know how many times. And she was the only one in there. And when I'd go in there to pump gas, she would say, well, it happened again. And I knew she had PTSD, but I don't know how she was functioning, having to get up and go back to that place on the daily. It also says that the smaller size of the stores makes it easy for criminals to quickly navigate the floor plan and enter and exit close to the cash registers. That's true. The majority of purchases are in cash as opposed to electronic transactions, leading to a relatively large amount of cash, often minimally secured at any point. So, this is kind of interesting. Of course, there's something about Houston in here. It says that in the early 1960s that the amount of convenience store crimes, such as shoplifting and armed robberies, became an emerging problem, which put the spotlight on store security. As the industry grew, so did robberies and holdups, and to address this issue, stores used training material provided in part by the National Association of Convenience Stores, such as the 6 security workshops in 1971, including Why Hold Up Convenience Stores Workshop. It featured a panel of 6 ex-convicts, including Ray Johnson, who became the first maximum security prisoner to escape from Folsom Prison. He was also an anti-crime consultant for the Southland Corporation and an anti-crime lecturer. Today, many of the panelists' recommendations still ring true. Keep windows clear from clutter, minimize the cash on hand, and place the checkout area at the front of the store. Okay. It says that they discovered that the most important things would-be robbers considered when deciding whether or not to commit a crime were the ease of escape from the store surrounding area and how much money they thought the store would have on hand. They also discovered that while the acquisition of money was the most important motivation for robberies, a sense of power or thrill from committing the crime was often mentioned as well. Okay, that's a whole nother video. A sense of power or thrill from committing the crime was often mentioned. The 6 key points are cash control, the clear sight lines, prominent placement of the cash registers, and eliminating escape routes so that people cannot stage their car behind a convenience store and then come out and make a quick escape. Balanced lighting and employee training. So, it says in 2009, gasoline theft cost the U.S. convenience store industry $89 million. It says that was a steady decline from the record $300 million reported in 2005. Gas theft cost the industry $109 million in 2008 and $134 million in 2007. Okay, guys, that's just going to shoot up right now. I mean, this was written well before all of that. It says that the average loss per store in 2009 was $761. That doesn't make sense. And that figure is conservative since it only includes reported thefts and is based on all convenience stores that sell gasoline. Gasoline theft has declined since 2005, post-Hurricane Katrina, when gasoline rapidly increased and topped $3 a gallon, and more stations began mandating prepay for fuel. And it says here that shoplifting, of course, is going to be robberies, are often associated with convenience stores. A lot of juveniles, It says 90% of juveniles say they know someone who shoplifted. And those places attract minors. We have a dollar store that I used to go in right, around 2 or 3 o'clock, and it was when school let out. And I've been in that place when kids have shoplifted in that dollar store. So, and that's been going on for a long time, but I was really shocked. I'd never been well, no, I've worked in retail. I worked at a Dillard's in another town, and they used to steal all the Tommy Hilfiger clothing. I've witnessed that. I've witnessed people stealing just bundles of Tommy Hilfiger clothing. So there's just a lot of convenience store robbery here. These are all just different examples. I mean, I can easily pull up anything having to do with the convenience store. Let me see one of the examples. Let's just because I always do Houston. There's Harris County again. I'm always focusing on Houston. Michael Spencer, an off-duty paramedic, tripped a suspect as he attempted to flee a convenience store in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The suspect fell violently to the ground, breaking an arm and 2 ribs. Spencer was commended for his involvement, but discouraged from intervening in the future. So, if you can stay out of a convenience store and just get your gas and go. Let me see if this will let me play. Well, I don't think it's going to let me play. It says here, should you avoid the convenience store? It says, ultimately, I strongly believe you can and probably should avoid the convenience store for the following reasons. You do not need beer, cigarettes, or candy. Believe it or not, avoiding the local convenience store can help you break your bad habits. That's a personal thing. I don't want to tell somebody that not to get a Coke. I really don't. Let's see. Let me just see if I can find a video. Customers attack murder suspect during convenience store robbery. This is in Boston. And actually, it says FBI Boston armed robbery of convenience store in Dedham, Massachusetts.
Open the register. Open the register. Hurry up. Hurry up. Open it. Get the rest of the money. Get the rest of the money right now. Get the rest. This not it. This not it. Get the rest. Hurry up. Hurry up. That's not it. Get the rest. Come on. Nothing less. No more. Open it up. Hurry up. Hurry it up. Hurry it up. Come on. Right now. Get the rest. That's not it. Get the rest of the money. Don't lie to me. Please don't lie to me. I will shoot you. Get the rest of the money.
Nothing but that. Judge, I know what's here.
Come on.
Please, nothing but money. Nothing,
Don't lie to me.
no money. Please,
Don't lie to me. Please.
nothing but nothing.
Please. Why are you lying to me? Why are you lying?
Nothing but please. Sorry,
Turn around. Get
Can't
down.
deal with somebody
Where's
like
your
that.
money? Where's the money?
no, nothing.
This guy should have left already.
Nothing.
What's your phone right there? Turn around.
Taking everything.
I know for nothing, okay?
Turn around.
Sorry, buddy.
Turn around. I don't want to hurt.
No.
Turn around.
Okay.
Turn around. Stay like that.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
I,
sit right there. Sit right there. Don't sit on the table. Sit down on the table. Sit down on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, sit down. Turn around. Look this way. Okay. I don't want to shoot. Stay like that for 10 minutes. Wait, that's if you look. Don't look.
Okay.
well, that's pretty horrific. That's just pretty horrific. You know, if you haven't been a crime victim before, that may look like no big deal. That guy got away with, first of all, that took a really long time. That was the longest 4 minutes of that man's life. And he will never get back the life he had before this idiot went in there and did that. And I don't know if you noticed, that guy took his time. He was methodical. He acted like he did this all the time. And he wasn't as accommodating as the victim was. That victim was very accommodating. He was handing over his phone. He was handing over everything. He was being super helpful to this guy. And it didn't keep this guy, it didn't escalate it. It didn't, encourage this guy to hurry up, the bad guy, and get out of there. Okay, so, I had to take a break for a second and take care of something. And then I wanted to go ahead and show you a video of a carjacking at a gas station in the middle of the day. Y'all, the car wasn't worth it. Look at this guy. Nobody's helping. No one. You cannot count on anybody to help y'all. Look, this guy did. This bystander over here, y'all, to the left, just stood there and watched the whole thing. I don't know when this other guy got in the car, but he did help. He did help. I'm surprised because most people don't help. That guy over here with next to the car, he didn't do anything. Gosh. Well, you know, the only thing I would say is that girl should not have jumped in her car like that. Let the person drive off with your vehicle. This is a store shooting, so I don't know if I want to show it or not. It's got this woman working behind the counter. I don't think I want to show it. But anyway, I really, really want y'all to be careful out there. I wish I could say that you were safe, but I can't. I really can't. I mean, all this video out there is just really, it's horrific. It's horrific. And as the pipelines are closed down and the gas shortage is apparent, you know, I don't believe there's a shortage, but you're not going to be able to count on anybody to act right or do the right thing. And that girl was lucky that that other man intervened. But you saw the other man by the gas pump, he just remained unfazed. Don't count on your fellow man to come and help you. Just don't count on it. You've got to be your own SWAT team, like that guy said from New Orleans. Excuse me. Just remember that. Be your own SWAT team. Okay, guys. Well, on that note, just be careful. If you can just take anything that I've shared with you home, if you just take one thing home with you out into the world, it's awareness. Awareness is the precursor. Awareness and a plan. Those two things can save you from a world and a lifetime of pain and regret. Counseling, parole hearings, lost opportunities. Okay, everyone, God bless you all, and may the Lord God keep you all safe, protected, happy, and healthy. Until next time, everyone, talk to you later. Okay, everyone, well, bye-bye.